going to be a very interactive session, okay? I'm going to share you with my screen now. Let's see if I can share the basic. Thank you. All right. Let's get started. Creating your power story today. Now, why your power story is very important? Because in this business, you're bound to share about the business, your Kangen water or MGOT product. So with this, I'm going to ask you first, when we're in this business, in the Enagic business, everything is a sales, right? It's a sales process. Even your story, your power story is a sales process. But let me ask you a question. What does sales mean to you? And type in the group chat, what does sales mean to you? It could be a figure, it could be a price, it could be e-commerce. Type in the group chat, what does sales mean to you? It could be anything. There is no right or wrong answer. Everything you say is correct. Don't worry about it. Cash flow. Thank you, Eagle Ken. It can be anything. I'm going to leave for more response. Achievement. I've helped someone. Amazing, Richie. Achievement. I've helped someone. Yeah, sales could be cash flow. It could be achievement. It could be you've meant that you've helped someone. Exactly. But what I've learned from my actual coach here, who's also the host of this meeting, Ming Wei, he taught me a very valuable lesson, which I am still trying to learn, which is, for me, this is a general idea of what I think sales mean. Sales is communicating effectively the true value of certain product or services. That means that a lot of times sales in this business, a lot of people think that, the price is too high, right? Now, let me go back. I clicked too fast. Now, sales means communicating effectively the true value of certain product or service. That means when you are selling something, the client sees the true value more than the price of the product. That's why they buy into it, right? So for example, everything earlier I said is a sales process. Even everything in your daily life is a sales process. I learned this concept from Ming Wei. He said that even in our conversation now, even in yourself, you're selling yourself something. For example, why did you buy a toothbrush? Because the idea was sold that toothbrush or a toothpaste would clean your teeth, right? Why do you shower like every day or every other day? I don't know how many times you guys shower in a day, but why do you shower? Because you were sold the idea that showering makes you clean, right? Or why do you drink your coffee every single day? Because you were sold the idea that caffeine gives you energy, caffeine makes you more awake, right? Now, even in this session right now, why you are here? Because you're sold the idea you want to have a better power story for yourself. So when you see the value, the true value in this business, not only giving you just the machine of physical health, what are the three other principles or the philosophy? Can anyone type in the chat? There is physical health. There is two more. Can you type in the chat? The philosophy of the Enagic company is based on three basic principles. There is physical health, and what else? Alan Tong, giving value. Albert Kwok, share and care. Amazing. I love your responses. Thank you. Eagle Ken Kennedy, mental health. Yes, the other one is mental health. And Richie, financial health. Exactly. So when you see the true value of what this Enagic business gives you, that's why you're sold the idea, right? Mental health. Amazing. Now, just like you were sold.
Recording in progress.
Just like everything is a sales process, your power story, it's a very powerful thing. Why? Because it represents how you run this business in your own business, right? So your sales process, your power story is also a sales process. And I'm going to bring you a step-by-step of how can you create a powerful story for you to share with your prospects, to share with your friends and family, even to share it to social media. Why are we doing this power story though? It's because you want to bring your audience from where they're at to where they want to be. And then it's also an art of storytelling. So imagine you're telling your story, you're telling to prospects who've been in this business, or you're telling a prospect who've not completely have no idea what you're doing, what the energetic business is about. You're telling to a bunch of many groups in the crowd. So this power story helps you to set up for success. Okay. Now in today's world, I'm jumping on the gun with my slides here. In today's world, a lot of people, if I were to tell you, okay, this business, in today's world, sales, a lot of times they come with a lot of data, a lot of figures, right? And data figures there's nothing wrong with data or figures, but in this world today, people are desiring more emotional connection. They want to focus on your aha journey. Why did you get into this business? What made you inspired about this business? What made you excited about this business? Because they want to be inspired and excited just like you. They want to be motivated just like you. So a lot of people, sometimes when they share this business, it's a lot of data. You become a professor of like either your Kangen machine or this and that. But what are people desiring now in this time? In my experience, a lot of people are desiring more deep level of emotional connection. They want to know your story. So I'm going to show you a simple step. The next formula is called the Epiphany Bridge Script. This is actually coined by the marketing pro and author Russell Brunson. And he goes through with you 6 elements. He calls this the Epiphany Bridge Script. The first one is a backstory. What did you do before the Enagic business? What were your desires? What were your external desires? How much money did you want to make? And what was your internal desires? Like, were you wanting more quality time with your family? Were you wanting to travel? Were you wanting to support your family? What were you wanting to do? The second is the wall that you hit. The second element is the wall that you hit. That means you came across, this is your desires, but you hit a wall. You had a challenge, you had an obstacle that couldn't get your desires to make it into reality. The third element is your epiphany, like, oh, wow, I came across this platform. I'm going to use this platform. This platform is what aligns with what I believe and what I value. The fourth element, the fourth step is the plan. How are you setting up a plan to execute your desire, right? This plan to execute the platform that you have right now. The fifth one is conflict. When you've executed the plan or you've been in this business for some time, the fifth element, what kind of challenges did you come across? What kind of challenges or obstacles that you came across in this business, and how, the element number 6, do you achieve and overcome it? How do you transform yourself? Right? So this is the journey from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the journey, a pathway, a direction for you to share your power story. So this is also a guideline, all right? This is a guideline. It doesn't necessarily have to be specific like this, but this is just a guideline from Russell Brunson. And it's very effective. Why? Because people are drawn into stories, drawn into emotional connection. So for example, I'm going to give you an example of my power story, yeah? So my title is, I sold my car for $19,000 to invest in this business, and now I have made 6 figures in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 figures in the last 8 months. That is the title of my story, of my speech, my power story, or whatsoever. Now, coming to this bridge script, this is also a platform for you can write it in social media, but let me tell you something, what this power story is not for, okay? This power story is not for texting all of your prospects, right? You do not text this to every of your client and prospects. Can everyone type in the chat, do not text to client. Do not text to client. Can everyone type in the chat? Do not text to client. Do not text this to clients, your power story. That means one whole long paragraph. Do you think people have time to read? No. This is just your toolbox for whenever you are called to share, hey, why don't you share a testimony? Why don't you share your personal story? Can we all understand that? Yeah? All right. Awesome. Thank you for your response, JK10, Fakutomi, Aida. All right. So this is a epiphany bridge. I'm going to show you an example. So my backstory is I was a public health graduate, and in 2020, I came back to Malaysia. In 2020, we had a whole COVID lockdown. Do you remember that? A whole COVID lockdown. I was lost. I was confused. I didn't have any direction on where to go. My degree didn't really help with where I want to get to in life. And what I wanted internally for me was to earn about 10 to 15,000 per month so that I can help support my family. I have more time to travel. I have location freedom, and also I have my own financial my financial independence. But number two, which I hit the wall, I didn't have a platform. I didn't know how to get to from where I'm at to where I want to be, right? So the wall that I hit was, I'm currently lost. I'm currently struggling. I'm currently lost in direction. I want to earn 10 to 15K per month with a solid company, but I didn't know how to get there. At that time, I actually went to get my certification as a yoga instructor. And I learned that I have to teach at least maybe 35 classes per week. 35 classes per week in order to earn my own luxurious lifestyle of 10K to 15K per month. But the wall is, do you think that lifestyle is sustainable, teaching 30 to 35 yoga classes per week? I'm 30 years old, I'm 60, I can't do this forever, right? I cannot do this forever. So I was searching for a way to retire sustainably and in the long term. The epiphany, number three. I got reconnected. One day I got reconnected back with a friend on social media. His name is none other than Mingwei. So Mingwei invited me to an EKW event. And I said, you know what? Sure, why not? Went to the EKW event, and guess what? My life was absolutely changed. My life was changed. The EKW showed me that Mingwei was not only a successful entrepreneur building his business, but he was already earning a passive income at the age of 20s. At the age of 20s. And not only that, he built a team along with him to build a long-term sustainable business that can earn active, leverage, and passive income. When I saw that, I said, wow, I want to be where he's at. I want to say yes to whatever he's saying yes to, right? So that was my epiphany. Number four, how did I execute the plan? I went up to Mingwei, hey, how can I get to where I'm at now to where you're at right now? How can I get from here to there? So I executed a plan. I said yes to this business. I went and got coached by plenty of mentors in his team to build the tools that I have so that I can share more about this business. And then when I was building this business with this amazing team, what kind of challenges did I come across? I came across challenges like rejection. Has anyone come across rejection in this business? Type rejection in the group chat. If you've ever come across rejection or objection, people will say, no, I don't want to say yes to this business. That means you showed this demo, you shared the business plan, and you're like, no, it's not for me. Have you ever come across that? Yes, exactly. Simon says every single day. Even Eileen says rejection. Yes, rejection is part of the process. So for me, I came across a lot of rejection in this business, but I saw the true value of what this business brings, and that's how I overcame a lot of these rejections. I had to build a very resilient mind. And how did I build a very resilient mind? How did I build a very resilient mind? Is by hanging out with the people in my team who wants you to succeed, who keep pushing you, who keep challenging you to become better and to never give up in this business. And number six, that's how I achieved where I'm at right now. I sold my first car, 19,000, invested in this business. And to this day, after 8 months, I've earned about 6 figures in this business. So that is your power story. I think that took maybe about like 5 minutes, I guess. But this is an example. It is an example of how you can create your power story. Now, we're going to go dive into your one by one each element, the first, second, third, fourth, fifth element, and sixth. And you can actually have a piece of paper, write a pen down, and we're going to go through together. Okay, I'm going to have 2 3 minutes, leave 2 or 3 minutes for you to write down. You can put it in point form. You don't have to share it with me. It's just for your value and for your knowledge. Okay. Number one, the first element is backstory. What is your backstory? What is it that you wanted to accomplish? Okay, so we're going to the first step, backstory. What were your internal and external desires? For example, I could be, before Enagic Business, I was an engineer. Before Enagic Business, I was a teacher. Before Enagic Business, I was a struggling nurse or a burnt out nurse. I'm not saying that's you, but what is your story? You could say, I was struggling from paycheck to paycheck. I was struggling from salary to salary. But what I wanted in myself was to take my family out to Disneyland. You know what? I wanted to make a 20K income so that I could, save for retirement, or these kind of desires that you wanted for yourself. Yeah. So this is your backstory. What is it that you wanted to accomplish before Enagic Business? Now, some of you have been in this business for some time, so it might take you some time. Like, okay, what was when I first started? Going back to memory lane, you have to remember a little bit. Oh yeah, I was in insurance. I was this and that. Just so this is your start. It's 10% of this whole story, but just make it short and sweet. The next element is, how did you hit a wall? Why did you hit a wall before Enagic Business? So for example, what was the wall or problem you hit before you started on this new journey, and how did you feel? So for example, if you were, like earlier I said, you were a burnt out nurse struggling from paycheck to paycheck. I was burned out. I felt very tired. I felt very exhausted. I felt that I had no way out. I was, you could say, you could add in some emotions so that other people, you felt alone. A lot of people in this world feel that way too. So you want to resonate with that so that they're like, yeah, I've been in that situation before where I felt extremely burnt out. I felt really tired. I felt really alone. That is how you connect. Yeah. So this is the second. How did you hit a wall? The third element is the epiphany. What was the epiphany you experienced and new opportunity you discovered? So for example, in this container right now, you have discovered the Enagic Business and the business plan. So for some of you, you could say like, this Enagic Business plan not only gave me a team, not give you have to search for a team, right? But also a business plan, a long-term sustainable business plan from a 49-year-old Japanese company with a reputable reputation. They've been the original manufacturers for ionizers from since day one, and now they have globally 25 countries globally, right? And they're building a team all around the globe. This is a global business. I've also aligned with. What else can you align with? You can align with a global business, no stocks, no headache. This is a low capital, low risk. The epiphany. How did you get into this business? You can name down the qualities of this business and why it aligns with you. Number 4, the plan. What was the plan you created to achieve your desire? So when you came across this Enagic Business, what did you do? When you said, oh, I see this Enagic Business, I saw the business level, I saw the business plan, right? What did you do? Did you say yes to this business? What did you do? Did you sign up with your leader? What did you do? Take this step by step of, what did you invest in, a Kangen water machine, or did you invest in an M-Guard? So you can list down the plan. Number 5, the conflict. So when you started this Enagic Business, or maybe you have been in this business for some time, what was the challenges that you faced? Like for me, was it rejection? Was it, did you come across not going for trainings or whatsoever? What was the challenge you faced during the time? Yeah, during the period of time of brewing, when you're in this period of time. Yeah, share that, because people want to know that you're human too. You're not like, your success is always up, right? Successful people in this business also encounter rejections, also encounter mishaps, also encounter failures too. It's completely normal. Yeah. Number 6, how did you overcome that challenge and what was the result? What was your end result? What was the transformation you experienced? Right? What was the end result and what was the transformation you experienced? For example, if you go into the health product of the Kangen water machine, like, oh, we invested in this water machine, it really helped. For example, Mingwei shared about his grandmother's health, helped her health, or you say the M-Guard really helped to, help have me have better quality of sleep, or help me reduce my headache or migraines throughout the day, or even how this business has benefited you either financially, mentally, or business wise, yeah, or physically. So what was the end result and what was the transformation you experienced? Because everybody loves a hero story, right? They want to see you how you've started. They want to see you how you grow. They want to see you how you've overcome challenges, and they want to see you rise and succeed. So this is the 6 elements pathway of your power story. Okay. Once again, number 1 is your backstory. Number 2, how did you hit a wall? Number 3, what was the epiphany, which is this energetic business? Number 4, the plan. Number 5, the conflict you face. And number 6, the achievement. So this is the 6 elements of your power story. This is a rough guide so that when you ever come to this business, you're like, okay, this is what I can share. But sometimes, right, you say, Eunice, I can't remember all the 6 formulas. It's absolutely okay. It's absolutely okay. That's why a lot of people get luan or confused when they're sharing their story. Now, this power script is great for when you're sharing on social media, like your Facebook. You could send a picture of you, share your story, share your power story of like your great title, and then a paragraph of how you started, where you want to go, and then the achievement in the end. That is, for example, if you want to expand your team to global market, you could do that too. Social media is a great platform to do that. If you run out of prospects in person, it's a great pathway to do that. That's one of your power story. And then of course, if you post it on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok's more like videos, but Instagram or this and that, don't forget to put your call to action. Call to action, which means at the end, if you like my story, just type a 1 in the chat, type a 1 in the chat. Or if you want to learn more about what this business can benefit you, type 1 in the group chat. So you just, have a paragraph on social media, a picture, of course, your genuine picture. Make sure it's a genuine story, okay? Not too long a paragraph, but then also type in a call to action. Yeah, so this is one of the ways that we can utilize your power story for social media. Now, so far, let me stop share for a bit. Let's take a pause, okay? Any maintenance fee from Redmi Note 11S to everyone? All right. For those of my leaders here, if you want to help me reply to him, other than that, I'm going to just focus on the topic that I'm talking about, which is your power story. So far, we've learned about the 6 elements. That's how you draft it out. Yeah, you can draft it on a piece of paper. You can read it, pick up the point form words, and then you can share it. Now, when you ask me, Eunice, there's a lot of formulas, there's a lot of steps, 1 through 6. I don't know if I can remember them all. And what I tell you, you know what? I've also messed up on them before, and it's completely okay. But now this is a platform for the epiphany script is for you to write on social media, just to give you a draft and a guideline. But for example, like EKW, just like earlier, Mingwei was calling out, who wants to share? Or for example, the next EKW. The next EKW, we always have a session. Why don't you share your story? Why don't you share your testimony, right? This is a great way for you to get prepared for the next EKW. I would highly encourage you to come join our next EKW. You can prepare this, practice out loud, and you can share it. I highly encourage you to share, volunteer yourself, and come on stage to share. But sometimes you're like I said earlier, it's a lot of steps, Eunice. How can I make it a simple, short form? So I actually got this idea from Simon, and I'm going to share with you right now. When you're on stage, this script is for your guideline, but when you're on stage, a simple formula to learn is before, now, and future. So earlier was a script just to write that down because a lot of people don't know, right, what to share. But before you came into Enagic, how the Enagic business has impacted you now, and what are you going to do more in the future? So this is a simple formula, 2 to 3 minutes. You can come up on stage to share. Yeah? 2 to 3 minutes to come up to share. These are just tools and equipment for you to keep in your pocket so that whenever you are, whenever we call an EKW, who wants to share? Who wants to share their story? I highly encourage you to come out and practice. We've all been on, for example, Mingwei, me and Simon, we've all been on stage. We've all also messed up also. Saying, oh, but then but the whole point of that exercise is to practice courage, to practice being on stage, to practice sharing your story, sharing about this business. Because the more you practice, the more you are better at it. So on stage, simple formula, before Enagic, how is Enagic has helped you either financially, physically, or mentally, and then what you're going to do with this business in the future. So this is also a rough guideline, before, now, and future, your physical health, how does it impact your financial health, and how does it impact you mental health, the peace of mind. So this is a rough idea of how you can start creating your power story. I hope everyone got some value from that, but this is what I would like to share to help you better equip yourself for the future. You can either write it in social media or you can say it on stage. So this is a simple guide and formula to how you can better yourself sharing your power story. Awesome. All right. I think that's all I have for today. If anyone has any questions, you can type in the group chat. But if not, I will send it back to Mingwei.
Guys, anyone here who felt they received great value from Eunice, please type E in the group chat. Thank you so much for sharing, Eunice. That was amazing. Did you guys hear what she said? She went from 0 to 6 figures in 8 months, guys. Wow, what an amazing achievement. If you have any questions for Eunice, she's a very, very busy woman. She's very, very hard to get a hold of. If you have a question, please type into the group chat now.